Do you wake up every morning early and then somehow you still miss the sunrise? That feeling comes into play where you feel like you're doing the right thing, you're waking up early, but you're still missing your goal. I'm putting in the work, I'm putting in the effort. Why is it not working out for me? For the past few months, I've been waking up 6 a.m. more or less every morning. And somehow when I get up and look outside, the sun has already risen and I've missed the sunrise. For a while now, I've been having this yearning of seeing the sunrise. And since we live in Cape Town, the sun rises very early in the summertime. And I've actually come to realize that the reason I wake up this early each day is because of the light in our room. And obviously by that time, it's too late for me to get up and go outside and see the sunrise because it already happened. On paper, I'm doing the right thing to get up early. I mean, waking up at 6 a.m. is not late, but the sun doesn't care. And many times in life, we also set out a goal for ourselves that we want to achieve this thing, but somehow we never quite get there in time to achieve it, or it always keeps running just a bit further away from you. You're not failing. Things have not just started to shift yet, and I'll explain what I mean with that. So obviously in my case, my goal is to see the sunrise. But we all have different goals. Some may be regarding business ventures, or starting a YouTube channel, or going on a vacation. We all have different goals that we work towards to achieve. Over the past few years, getting into photography and videography, I've come to notice that the early morning sunrise time is the best time of the day to record any type of video or take photos. Just because the air is so crisp and clear and clean, the light is just falling in a different way than later on through the day. But now, getting outside in the early morning is much more difficult than just doing it through the day or later on at sunset. And that's been a goal for me, to see the sun rise more often. Not just necessarily to take video or photo, but it's just such a nice time of the day to be outside and be awake. So my desire has been for the past few months to try and get up before the sun is up, and that's been quite a challenge without me really realizing it. Obviously there's only one thing I can do to achieve my goal of seeing the sunrise, and that's to set an alarm and wake up earlier. But this would require some pressure of setting an alarm clock, waking up earlier, maybe being tired, and basically going to an extreme to achieve your goal quickly. And this could relate also to whatever your goal is, that we oftentimes put in much more effort and spend much more time, go to an extreme to try and achieve our goal earlier, but this causes us to burn out quicker. We fear that keep doing what we are doing at this moment would not translate to us achieving our goal someday. So we try to adjust things to reach our goal sooner, but that causes different issues on its own. We oftentimes feel that there's these two options: either go more extreme to achieve your goal quicker, or just drop it and don't achieve it at all. It doesn't feel like the right thing or the responsible thing to just keep continuing your normal schedule, your normal day-to-day routine to achieve this goal you are looking for. But what I've come to realize now is that consistency is the key to me achieving my goal of seeing the sunrise. As you know, the sunrise times shifts throughout the year, and this is a key point in most of our goals that we set out to do. We don't always necessarily have to go to an extreme or shift around a lot of things to achieve our goal earlier. We can maybe just understand how things work and know that because the sun is shifting throughout the year, just being consistent will eventually achieve your goal. You don't necessarily have to wake up earlier, be tired, go to an extreme. You just have to stay consistent and let the sunrise come to you. Time is an interesting thing in this way that even if we don't move, it still moves, and it causes a lot of things to move with it. For me, continuing to wake up at 6 a.m. every day throughout the year will cause me to see the sunrise at some point. Because in the wintertime, the sunrise is much later, even around 8 o'clock. And I'll be awake for 2 hours by that time. And by just simply staying consistent, I've achieved my goal without having to do something extreme or change anything. From the outside, it might look like luck to some people when you stay consistent and you achieve your goal. But in reality, you staying consistent is the thing that made you achieve your goal, because it made things shift around you, and eventually everything fell into place and you achieved your goal through just consistency. Now, I'm not saying you have to sleep late consistently, because then you will miss the sunrise even when the situation and the circumstances are perfect for you to actually be able to achieve your goal and see the sunrise. So there is this crossover point between consistency and keep going with what you're doing and being lazy and not achieving your goal. Me achieving my goal of seeing the sunrise will happen throughout the year. And that's not because I changed anything or I changed something about myself. It was simply just consistency and having everything else change and fall into place so I can see the sunrise. The conditions changed. This example might obviously not be true for any type of situation or all type of situations. There might be some cases where you need to go extreme and wake up 4 o'clock to see the sunrise at 5 o'clock because you want to go up to a mountain and enjoy a better view or that kind of things. So obviously there are many factors playing a role in you achieving your goal, but without you having to do something extreme, just staying consistent will achieve your goal. It might not just always be as spectacular as you thought it would be. So ending this video, I want to challenge you in being consistent and ask you this question. Will you still be there when the seasons change, but your consistency made you achieve your goal? Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.